Are we good? Okay. Yo, this is Valentine's Day, doing a live freestyle. And, Adam happens to rhyme great every time he gets into the mood and he starts killing these dudes. It's easy as eating some fucking food that's not even worth the preparation. That just got to put it in the fucking microwave and it's done in seconds. And then you eat it. Then it's going to become vegetation at the end of it because the thing crumples up and it gets disintegrated by the end of the fucking digestive system. And it goes down there and it's just going to get rid of it like as quick as a riddlance in your life. And it's just going to be as simple as this shit gets because Adam Stark is fast and he's beating the shit out of you, even if you weren't impotent. You have the ability to produce something great. Get the shit. That was a fucking rhyme I just came up at the moment. It's going to stop any opponent coming against the man that's going to be trying to make a fucking known hit against this guy that's going to try and throw the punch and it just won't hit. It's going to go miss. It's gonna be fucking blown up like a blowfish, and it's just gonna go get you scarred easily than it was before because you ain't beating me. I got a fucking greasy heat. That means if so fire will start in the middle of a fucking sentence that I'm speaking, and then fire will come up and it'll be on fire, just like the fucking hemorrhaging of the beacon. That's gonna go against the things that people see when they want to see it. I mean, they see something once, they can say it's great, or they can say it's fire, they can say it's not, they can say it's going down, and it's gonna be admired because it's gonna something that was once sucks will be turned and deemed great later in life. That's what happens when people see things and they just realize that there's different ways to measure heights of importance of things. As for example, once you want to get a snack the next week, you realize you shouldn't have done that. You should have kept your money and got it back. You should have used it for something more useful instead of something that was just nice for the moment, but then you realize it's too late because your mind is full of components that tells you to get stuff that you don't actually want to get in that time of the day. But then you realize you should have listened to Adam Stark because his rhyming is great and his mind is just sane, unless you want to consider myself not so sane because I say things that are crazy at the same exact time, that I say things that are very saneful and that are very able to understand things that are coming on my mind because my comprehension is very stable. Or is it? Because that's what people are going to say. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm one of the craziest people you've ever met in your entire life, and nothing's ever going to change. You're going to look at me like you never said anything nice, and you're going to think, holy shit, this guy's rapping so fast, and is he trying to fucking confuse me, or is he saying things so loosely and it's like taking over the loose leaf paper and he's just gonna keep on creating great things, and I haven't even come up with the fucking actual written rhyme in a much greater time than it has been in a while. I think the last one I did, shout out to Maurice DeMoose, that's my producer, he gave me the fucking beat and I looped him with a great fucking rhyme that was awesome, and it was evil like Lucifer. That's so fucking evil as it was Luciferian. That's how fucking crazy and fire it was, and that's just me comparing things. I'm not saying I worship the devil. Hell fucking no. He can suck a dick and suck a glass dildo, and that's just hope that he chokes to death and he stops giving everybody open threats and he tries to not stop nonchalantly ruining the fucking earth, because ever since fucking birth, its conception of the devil, he's been killing us, and it's not going to stop because even if you put the pedal to the metal, it's hard to escape something that's omnipresent, and you ain't gonna stop me from getting you caught in detention because you try to learn from my rhyming class and you just won't get by this fast because Adam Stark is one of the type of guys that can rhyme this so great, and it's gonna be one of the things that you cannot let your mind escape, even if you're in a fucking middle of a terrifying nightmare. That's what you're gonna think of at night when you try to get away from me, because that's the rhymes that I care to create of and create from them, and you're not gonna stop anybody from creating. The Adam Stark is gonna make a summoning of a new fucking monster that's gonna become, and it's gonna come and it's gonna beat you the fucking down. It's gonna get to the point where you're not gonna be able to run because your legs are beaten to the point they're tied up like a fucking pretzel. And they're gonna stop the man that's getting you because I happen to have a head full of crazy fucking rhymes that's just gonna come and beat you down like a fucking the end of the cycle of time, and trying to compact down all your trash and bring them down to the curb, and that's where your face is going to be. Look down for the burbs. That's a fucking good example of old wordplay, because we used to call them that. Now we call them something different today, and every single Thursday it seems there's a new cycle of shit. And it's ironic, I say Thursday and cycle of shit, and Thursday is the day that I actually have to bring the recycling and trash down to the block of the curb myself. So it happened to rhyme. That worked for me, maybe not for everybody else, because every day is different. Some of them, it might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday. And if there's another day of the week I missed it, then I'm sorry, but that's just one thing that's going to happen because I'm happen to be rapping so fucking fast that it gets trapped like a trash bin when I'm closing the shit and I'm trying to get it, but it's overflowing with shit because I happen to be getting rid of good riddance, and there's so much shit in it that it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep staying there, and it's going to become cataclysmic because it's just going to spill all over the fucking street, and then the garbage man's going to get mad. He's going to start going from being a dump truck driver to a dumping heat. He's going to all of a sudden get pissed off because I produce so much fucking trash, and that's not a metaphor for me and rapping and music and stuff. I know that's what you're going to want to say, and you're going to spit it against me, but that's okay. You can use it. It's tough. You can use my words, turn them around against me, spin it your own way like a fucking old dairy, and it's not going to stop me because I'm so weary of things that go on around me. and there's no way to stop the man because I am going to be pounding any all the fucking competition that wants to try and re-astound me. I was astounded once or twice maybe, but that's before I ever picked up a mic, and that's one of the shit that I can do because I'm tough as, like Nas would say, I'm tough like a dike. That was one of Nas's words. Very intelligent rapper, one of the good people that is amazing, and he had a good album just a few years ago, and I wish that man would come up with some more because he's actually great, and the people nowadays are fucking terrible, and their asses are late to the party, and that's the point. And you come to hip hop late, you're going to suck a huge amount of testicles, and because you can't rhyme any good, and you're just useless, like somebody who doesn't eat vegetables, who just becomes fat and is unintelligent. A bull, I can say unintelligent space a bull instead of making up a word like you thought I did. I caught you, kid. You thought you were gonna say I made up a word, but I didn't. So you need to stop the shit. Stop being so negative. You ain't gonna stop me because I am the president of the hip hop community in my mind, and my mind only. That's what you're gonna say, but that's okay because I rhyme and I shine like the only one that's out there with a flashlight in the middle of the darkness in the camp, and I'm gonna kill everybody around there because Adam Stark gets mad, and he's a fucking serial killer at the end of the day. And that's just one thing that I say because you think I'm being serious, then you realize, oh wait, this is just a rhyme. Anything can be said. It's a freedom of speech. It doesn't mean I'm going to do anything. It doesn't mean anybody's going to be dead. But as far as hip hop competition, that shit is going to be said, and that shit is going to be sent down to the fucking dumpster because the shit that you say isn't even worth mentioning once. It doesn't go around a table of people that wants to consider what should we debate this shit. No, it sucks. That's where it's going to end with only one person's opinion. That's the way that it should, because if you see that things are crazy looking, when you see that the rap these days is not even good, it's just annoying, and it's like the fucking laundry in the hamper that you just didn't get to yet, and then you look at it, you're like, oh shit, I got to get to this shit now before it gets worse and worse, and then the turf is full of fucking turds, and that's what happens when you fucking fly out with all the shit like seagulls, and they just drop in all sorts of shit. And that was a literal depiction of what happens, that we know for people that have been to a beach before. I haven't been to one in a long time, but I've seen the hordes of fucking shit flying everywhere. That's what happens when I rhyme, because my rhyme never seems to scare anybody that isn't aware of the bloody depictions coming out of my rhymes. And the shit is amazing, and it better be, because it's coming from Adam Stark, right? And that means I have a certain amount of level that you expect when you hear me rhyme, and that this time of the night, actually it's daytime, but I said time of the night anyway, didn't I, guys? Because you might be watching this all the way in fucking China for all I know, and that the time zone is different. It's the opposite, I think, or at least it's closely around it. But I digress, and then my mind just comes up with things that are great, and they just ain't gonna stop. They ain't gonna sink like the fucking Titanic, and you're just gonna get into a rhyme panic, and it's my attic that is full of fucking trash in it, but that's the only place that there's trash, because there's no other reason to be ad libbing, a libby, liberal, lemon to it, lemons, all sorts of things. I try and rhyme one syllable of a word at a time, and that comes out strange and in its own purpose, but that's okay, because you want to see me go and get somebody that's going to make them pound them down to the dirt. It's going to get deeper and deeper and deeper, at least 6 feet. I get where I'm going with this, or am I not going with this? Am I starting to owning with this? Am I just reloading the clip like I got a fucking weapon in my hand, which I don't. You can see I just got a microphone. Oh wait, that is a weapon in itself, and it demands that you people stop fucking rapping if you suck at the shit, and then you should be better, and you should stop wondering if you could be good one day. No, if you suck from the start, then it's probably not meant for you to do that for the rest of your life. You fucking mark, and you should be marked for fucking termination of this job. It's okay, because you can be determined to do something great, but it's not going to be from hip hop. You don't understand that now. You can understand that later, and then you realize, take it from me, I'm the fucking most evil villain of this empire, like Darth Vader, and I'm going to start taking people down. And no, I haven't seen the fucking new Star Wars movie. I doubt I ever will, because it's made by different people, and it's not going to be the same as it was back in the day when I seen it, and it was really great, and it was groovy. That's groovy. That's the word we used in the 70s. Yes, I wasn't born in the 70s, but I know that's a word. That's a common phrase that people used back in the day. So I'm relating it to the people that are now catching up to me, looking at from way back in the day when people watching those movies come out in the original form and dimension that it was in. And now it's a little bit different, because at the time that was a place that it was set into, and it meant to be something great. And now movies are coming out just as shitty as the music is these days. It's basically on the same page, and it's a very shitty page, like the you drop the book into a fucking back of your toilet, and you had it all plunged up from diarrhea. Now the thing is just absorbent of all sorts of different shit, literally, and all sorts of ugliness. And you look at the book. The point is, the page is shitty that both music and movies are on today. But you get it, because I am strong today. I am strong and great. I am determined to be one of the longest greats in this hip hop community. Okay, and I understand we do need unity, yes, but we need people to realize that not everybody belongs in here, because most of them suck. People need to understand that, and then we'll start to turn our luck around like a fucking roundabout. And you gotta stop the man because I'm rhyming. Going to keep going, and it's not going to be on and about whatever I feel like doing it because it's not going to stop because it's going to be a clout. It's going to be stuck like my head is an eagle because you consider mine to be in the clouds. But that's okay because again, this is hip hop. That's the way it's supposed to be, and you're going to stop the man because you couldn't beat me if you came to me with the devil's worship and rosary. You could do all sorts of wishing. You can stop me. You can't choke me out with the hosiery if I was sleeping in the middle of a fucking floor full of infested needles, and that wouldn't happen to me because first of all, I'd be stuck there anyway. That's feeble to even think of something like that. But if I was per se, you see, I'm still such a fucking amazing MC that I could get away from the moment, and you could see me because I wouldn't leave empty-handed. Actually, I would if I was around a bunch of infested needles, but that's okay because I can train around any way that I want to because I'm so fucking evil. But I'm also healthy, and I'm also happy, and I'm also good-hearted at the same exact breath. I said that one time because that won't be the way. Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to have to be awake in death, both of them intertwined. You can't stop this guy, even in your mind. You couldn't press pause and stop me from getting rhymes stuck in your head. Okay, you've been fucked since the first time you ever got out of bed, and that is a mental insult. And then you know what I'm saying, mean things. It doesn't mean it applies to you, because then what? You just think everything I say that's mean applies to my listeners? No. If you assume that, that's your fault. I'm saying these applies to my people that are negative and that always come at me bad, ass backwards, like an inverted picture that was not meant to sit on the wall because it happens to be exact opposite, and you can't once again stop the shit that's coming out of me because I am never going to be running out of beefs to start. I'll start them myself, or I will end them no matter what, though. That will not change anytime from here to the east to the west coast. Respect to all of them killers out there. And I respect both, absolutely. Any place on the earth where there's good rhymers. I just hope they can find a computer and get their rhyme words out on the internet. That would be awesome. So we could then connect with intellect and then select good rhymes coming out of the shit and then detect what's bad, what's good, and what's forwarding and what's indirect, all that good stuff. And then the horde begins of good rappers. We need to start that. That would be great. Can we please do that? I smiled so that you could take me seriously, and you'll see me in a while. And then we see that we can keep rhyming and do this stuff that's going to keep getting hip hop to the next fucking peak of the new highest place it could possibly go to. And you're going to stop me because I'm on fire and my balls are big like Goku. Why did I say that? I don't even watch that fucking stupid ass program, but I say it anyway because I'm one of the people that can go ham with any type of situation. I can make a rhyme come out of nowhere, make a metaphor crazy. It's going to stop anybody that wants to go against me because I have a reservoir of insults that's going to keep popping up in the middle of the fucking session. Like I'm cooking in the pan because there's so much grease on it that it just oof, and then it hurts me, and then it fucking cuts me up like a weapon, and I'm just trying to fucking. It's like as evil as saying, fuck you, and I can get anywhere because you can't drop a single, but I could if I put a knife down. I'm cutting zucchini, and all of a sudden I cut my finger, then a finger goes flying, and then I cut a single right there, but it wasn't the type of single that you wanted me to do, but that's okay because it happens to be a different type of place that I wasn't gonna often. It wasn't going to be something that you'd often remove as a finger. Nope. A limb. Nope. You wouldn't want to be amputated, but if that happens to be the way it happens to go, then that's okay because Adam made it to a punchline where it wasn't going to be a one originally that you wouldn't have thought of because you didn't think of it because you hate it, that I come up with rhymes that you disagree with in every sort of way. But that's okay because what's up, guys? I can do anything I want to. That's the best part of the freedom of speech and the freedom of freestyling is it needs to be somewhere higher in the fucking level of things to be repeated. We need to stop telling people to shut up and not be conceited. We need to be able to say whatever the fuck we want and realize it's just a punchline at the end of the day, and you can read it in different ways, like a font when you're doing a fucking typing up a thing on Microsoft Word, and that's okay because you're gonna want to cross the sky first because I will erase you like I fucking hit the backspace, and that's okay because you're so fucking ugly. You're probably one of those bitches that end up on backpage.com, and that's one of the worst places to be. I'm assuming I've never been there, but if I was, I'd probably be one of the people that would be dead there because I'd end up finding an ugly ass ratchet and then it would kill me and then be very ugly and very unfortunate to get my ass kicked. But luckily, I'm not one of those feeble people that need to do stuff like that. Instead of my life is actually useful and I'm doing things nice. But that's just me. You can rap with me, and you can rap for free, and you can do whatever you want as long as you're living lavishly, like Biggie would say. Another legend, rest in peace, that I wish he was here today. He could see what would have happened, and he would have probably carried the game on his fucking back too, and he would have done great, and that would be awesome. And then you know what? That might be the one occasion I get a tattoo. No, I don't have a tattoo, and I never planned on it. But if I did, it would be because of awesome reason, like a fucking dead legend reincarnated. Then I would do that. That would be awesome, and then that would be something you would see Adam Stark gaining is new love for the shit in hip hop today, because it would be with people that were back in the day that were awesome at the shit, and they happened to be amazing, and they never stopped because they were just creating things that come out of their mind, and it was awesome, and it didn't stop. And then all that happened after that was a couple of wrong ones came in the picture and made the shit terrible, and now it's basically jobless. I mean, hip hop is stopping so fucking fast. It's just not going to be nothing to change it. But that's okay, because I'm just keeping a point that we need to rearrange it. We need to keep the good ones in, the bad ones out, because right now it's the other way around. And that's just the truth. But that's okay, because in hip hop, and you consider anyone that you like the president, whether that's me or not, is irrelevant. Just got to learn that we got to kill other bad rappers with proper etiquette, with or without. But that's okay, because you can select the shit, and you cannot realize that you can terminate the man who is meant for this. And you will not stop me. You cannot stamp this shit. And like I said, I'm a bad fucking motherfucker with a rapper in my head, and that's okay, because that's a temperament that you have to have when you do the shit. You have to have an ego, and there's no way to re-amend the shit, because if you amend something, that means you're making a change to it. And that's okay, because there's no way, you'll never stop remembering that this guy Adam Stark came on here, whether you liked him or not. Remember, I was there, and I made you listen to me. I made you listen to my plot, where I freestyled. I came up with crazy punchlines, ones you would never thought of, or never not, because I can do things both ways, inverted or not. And you can stop me because I'm one in the spot. And stop, spot, pots, tops. Those are all words that are spelled with the same 4 letters. Yeah. See where you're intelligent, where yours measures. Actually, I think there's 5 words. I think post is another one. And that's okay, because I'm fucking bums up like badly. Like, you see, there's 4 letters that make 5 different words, and I knew that because I am glad he brought that up. And you can't stop the glutton motherfucker that's killing him easily without any need to be looking back and thinking, oh, that was a tough fight. Yeah, fucking right. That did not happen. I was beaten every mission, every battle that came into my way with it as easily as predictions were made from depictions displayed and pictures that were made way back into the day of the fucking, what do you call it, the Victorian era or some shit like that, where people made paint and they were looking at things in the future, and the shit was like rap, where rappers say things that happen in the future. Look at Tupac, rest in peace, my favorite rapper, did, where he made predictions of the future, and they definitely came to fruition, and nothing stopped from his very few words. I say few. He said a lot of words, but I say few because his life was cut short. Rest in peace. That was very fucking terrible. And now I'm depressed during this rhyme for the reason that I mentioned that. But, my head is intact very well, and I just miss the legends of rap, and I wish they didn't pass away. And I didn't expect for that to come out today as I'm freestyling live about Valentine's Day, but that's okay, because I happen to be with one of the rhymers that's great, and I can just fucking keep on stacking the plates of grass like hay, and that's going to be where you're going to be, because you're a bunch of horses. What did I say? Whores or horses? Which one of them? Only one of them eats hay, I'm assuming, but the other one could be fucking farmers. Who knows? And I say fucking farmers as in having sex with them, because that's one of the things I can do. I can come up with something that is intelligent. You might not have caught it the first time, but you caught it the second time, and the rest of the time, because the rest of the rhymes I come up with are just as amazing as the first one I said. That's okay, because I'm bursting with the head. I'm just fucking going fast as I possibly actually can, and sometimes I'm going slow as possible, but I'm only doing it live. And that's what's awesome, because I don't need to stop watch to show people that I dropped some shit, because if I do it live on a freestyle on Google Hangout, that you can see that I come up with amazing rhymes, and they will stay out there with the top lines of the fucking year. Anyways, hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day. Hopefully I had a part of that to do with it. Peace out, y'all. Everybody, peace. Keep it real. Don't keep it fake. And get along. See your family. Tell your loved ones you love them and shit. And let's get rid of whack rappers, okay? Let's get rid of them. We don't need them. We don't.